Hello, my friends. Welcome to Posing in Paradise. Today, I'm just going to be running you through a very quick, very laid back, easygoing freestyle yin class. So, this is just for the sole purpose of dissolving tension from the mind and the body. You don't need any props today, so just grab your mat and meet me in a comfortable seat. Once you've settled onto your mat, sit up tall through your spine and close the eyes down. Imagine there's a pair of heavy palms pressing your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe length into the sides of your neck. And as you begin to relax, just draw your attention to your breath. Inhale deep and slow through your nose. Exhale slowly and fully through your nose. Start to imagine your tension just melting away. Settle into your space. And once again, sit up nice and tall. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. You may want to reach your left fingertips out away from your hip, so you're creating an even longer line through the side of your neck. And just enjoy a few cycles of breath right here. Because if you're like me, the neck is a spot that collects a lot of tension. Couple more breaths on this side. Inhale back up to center. Reach up through the crown of your head and just pause for a moment. And we get the pleasure of doing that on the second side. So from center, take a big inhale. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Feel the side of your neck muscles lengthening and stretching very gently. And if it feels good, you can reach your right fingertips out. And we'll take a few breath cycles here. Two more full breaths. And on an inhale, come back up to center. You can slowly blink the eyes open if you like, and we'll set up for our first yin pose. So we're going to come into a straddle, otherwise known as dragonfly pose. So send your heels out long sideways and settle up onto your sit bones. And just find to about 30 to 50% of your range of motion. So you're not straining. Nothing should be hurting or shaking or feeling like it's not good. So we'll come into our dragonfly pose together. Inhale, sit up tall in your spine. Exhale, begin to sink forward, maybe coming onto your forearms. And you're always welcome to use a block or a pillow under your forehead. Once you've found that happy medium where you're feeling the stretch but nothing is being strained, take a deep inhale and sigh it out. Drop your head gently. You should be feeling a really nice stretch in the inner thighs, the groin, and a little bit in the lower back as well. And just sink into stillness. And we're about halfway there in our dragonfly. And if your hips and your thighs allow, see if you can sink just a little bit deeper. And we're ready to very carefully and slowly walk ourselves back up. In our yin practice, we're never in any kind of a hurry, so take your time. Get there last. And you can find some organic movement once you come up to the top. Just sway side to side. Just do anything in your body that feels like it's getting rid of your tension. And whenever you're ready, we're going to meet on our backs. Slowly, mindfully. We don't have anywhere to be. Ease yourself down. And widen your feet, maybe to the edges of your mat, and let your knees fall together for a few breaths. We're going to soften the hips a little bit before we open them up. I don't know what it is about this pose that just feels so relaxing. It's probably because this is a position that our legs aren't in very often throughout the day. So my hips always feel grateful for this one. Inhale both knees into your belly. Exhale, squeeze your thighs to your stomach. And we're going to hug our right leg in. So keep your right leg where it's at and see if you can start to send your left leg out long. So we're going to start to gently create space in the hips. Soften the joints, just loosen things up a little bit. So if you like, you can very slowly rock your knee side to side. It's like we're lubricating the joints in our yin practice. Start to reach for the outside edge of your right foot. We're going to come into half happy baby. So that's a pretty intense stretch for the inner thigh on the right leg, but it's also a wonderful way to soften our hips. So when you're ready, start to flex through your right foot and send it up to the ceiling. Let your thigh bone just hang to the side. Guide your knee down towards your mat. It absolutely does not need to touch the mat. And if half happy baby is a little bit too much for you, then you can always bend your foot back in towards your body and just cradle your knee out to the side. So your yin poses should never hurt. Discomfort is okay because we're stretching the body and softening the joints, but we never should feel any pain. So if you're feeling pain, you've gone too far. Just bring it back. Breathe mindfully and deeply into your right hip. We won't be here too long, just a couple more breaths on this side. Exhale slowly and fully. And with ease, start to guide your right leg back onto your belly. And squeeze the thigh bone in for just a breath or two. And right from here, We're going to scoot our hips over to the right side of our mat and cross the right knee over the body, coming into supine twist. So if your knee doesn't find the floor, you can always use a pillow or a block or whatever is most supportive. My knee might not want to touch the floor today, and that's okay. Our bodies are different every single day. Just be aware of what your body's asking for and sink deeply into this beautiful spinal twist. If you ever have sore pectoral muscles or the front of your shoulders, this is also a great chest opener. I'm feeling a lot of stretching in the front of my shoulder on the right side. Very much appreciated. Couple more breaths in your twist. And very slowly, mindfully work your way back to the middle of your mat. Remember, it's okay if you get there last. We're taking our time today. We're slowing down. Inhale now, left knee into your belly. Exhale, send the right foot out long. Give yourself a gentle squeeze, finding a little compression between your thigh and your belly, or maybe a lot of compression. You can start to rock your legs side to side, beginning to soften up in our hips. And as you're ready, find the outside edge of your left foot as we work our way into our half happy baby on the second side. So we're guiding the knee gently down towards our mat. So you should be feeling a deep opening in your hamstring, in your groin, but also your hip joint. Wherever you're feeling sensation, that's where you should concentrate on sending your breath. For me, right now, it's mostly my hip joint, but also a bit through my hamstring area. I won't keep us here too long today. Just don't forget to breathe. You might notice in your yin practice that you tend to sigh or yawn a lot. And honestly, that's exactly what we're going for, because that's a sign that your nervous system is settling into place and finding an area of calm. So if you yawn or heave a sigh, it's not because you're bored, it's because you've tapped into the good stuff. Big inhale. And exhale, bring your left leg back to the belly. Squeeze it in. Scoot your hips over to the left side of your mat, and we'll come into our supine twist on the second side. So guide your left knee across your body. Surrender into gravity as you sink into your spinal twist. We're also opening up through the front of the shoulder and the pectorals on the left side. See if you can keep your left shoulder grounded. So in a supine twist, you may also notice that your belly starts to gurgle a little bit, because we're not just twisting the spine, we're also giving a nice twist to the internal organs. So it'll help us digest a little bit better, kind of help break up stagnation, maybe get things moving a little bit for you. So don't be alarmed if your belly starts giving off some big gurgles. It's a good thing. Sometimes might be a little bit embarrassing in a yoga class, but most likely you're doing this practice by yourself. So just embrace it. A couple more full breaths on this side. Expand your belly as you inhale. Let your belly sink in as you exhale. One more time, just like that. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, sink the belly in. And slowly start to come out of your supine twist. Easy does it. Breathe both of your heels up for a brief, full, happy baby before we close out our practice. So we're softening up even more into the hips. And you can rock your baby if that feels good. Or just use some gentle pressure from your fingers to guide your knees towards your mat. Very gently and mindfully, send your legs out long. And we'll come into a brief Shavasana, just to let all the poses sink into our body and let the mind settle a little bit more. So take up space. Take a big inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Sink into your final Shavasana. And you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. But if it's time to get up and rejoin the rest of your day, then you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe let your wrists and your ankles pop. Roll them out. Rock your head side to side. And when you're ready, we'll come into our favorite thing, a big full body stretch after Shavasana. As you're ready, you can very gently start to work your way back up, back to where we started in Sukhasana, and we'll close out our practice together. And close the eyes down. And we'll inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Sharing my love of Yin Yoga with the yoga community is absolutely my happy place. So this is just such a wonderful experience for me, and I thank you so much for being here and practicing with me. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Namaste. All right, friends, that's it for that one. I hope that this helped you dissolve a little bit of tension in your body. I do truly love making these videos and sharing Yin Yoga with you. So please let me know in the comments if you have any requests or even just questions for me. I would love to connect with you. And also like and subscribe to the channel if it's something that you enjoy. And also tell a friend, because I would really love your support. So thank you so much again for letting me share this with you, and I will see you next time. Thank you.